Hey guys, so I want to discuss on Independence Day what it truly means to be free. Okay, so freedom comes from our right to free will. Free will is our sovereign right to make whatever decision we choose to make. Now, that doesn't mean that there will not be natural and sometimes legal consequences for our choices. So we can't just all willy nilly go out there and do whatever the fuck we want without, some sort of consequence, whether it be natural or legal. So the natural consequences are things like karma. Karma is when that which we put out into the world comes back at us. Okay. So if you are out there being hateful and, you know, telling people off for no reason, that's going to come back to you in one way, form, or another. If you are out there giving love and peace and happiness and spreading joy, that will come back to you. The reason why is because the universe responds to the way we vibrate. So if we vibrate at a low vibration, like I've talked about in the past, we tend to attract low vibrational beings. When we vibrate at a high vibration, we have a bigger bandwidth, which allows better things to come into our lives. Things that are high vibrational, things like love. And as I've discussed before, love is huge. So when we're at a low vibration, have a small bandwidth, we don't get a lot of that love, which is why if you're low vibrational because you are not trying to heal, you are receiving love that is low vibrational. It's not even a drop in the bucket or in the ocean because love is that deep. Okay? So if you're splashing around in a puddle, low vibration, you are probably getting a little mucky and dirty, right? Because puddles aren't clean. But if you go to the ocean, and I mean the middle of the ocean, and you swim in the middle of the ocean, you come out clean. Yeah, you're a little salty, but that's good for you. Is all of the stagnant water that you've been splashing around in good for you? Probably not. Probably full of like bacteria that is not very good for you. So when we have freedom, we have the choice to stay in that low vibrational bandwidth or expand ourselves by expanding our heart, expanding our mind, expanding our consciousness, increasing that bandwidth, and enjoying love. So your freedom, your free will is one of the greatest gifts that we could have ever been given in existence. Because that love, that frequency is constant, always constant. It is your choice as to whether or not you want to be on the frequency of love or low vibrational. The natural consequences of being high vibrational is having understanding, not just your own understanding, but understanding from others. A connection that goes deeper than anything that we could have ever imagined in this life. A connection that, or connections, for those of you who are blessed enough to have found a soul tribe, were those who truly understand you and do not judge you because that's low vibrational. They accept you and your truth as you and your truth. Because wisdom is gained through experience. So just because we're on the same journey, just because we're on the same hiking trail, doesn't mean we see the same things, right? So if you've ever been on a hiking trail with like a friend, like maybe you're looking up to the sky and you see a dove, and they're looking down at the ground and see a lizard, and you're like, oh, hey, look. And they're like, oh, hey, look. Oh, wait, backwards. You're like, oh, hey, look. And they're like, oh, hey, look. And now you've both seen something from a different perspective because you have both been looking different ways. So now you have shared your wisdom or your experience with another person, and you see things in a different way, thereby expanding your understanding. So when we have freedom, we have the ability to share those experiences, whether they be not so cool or the most epic thing that you've ever seen in your life. That's our freedom. You have the freedom to experience this life the way you want to experience this life. Do you want to have this much of a broadband? Or do you want this? This is dial up. This is fiber optics. It's a big difference. It takes a long time to download a picture. It takes a second, if that. So when we make the choice to remove ourselves from environments that stifle our growth, that keep us from ever expanding, that tell us we're wrong when we know deep down in our soul we're right, that's when we can soar. That's when we stop looking down at the ground and start looking up. Start looking at the expansive sky. Because we know there's more out there. And it isn't always about love, right? Yes, love is a lot. Love is so much. But there's more than just romantic love. There is familial love. There is friendly love, platonic love. There is the love of a child. There is the love of an elderly person. Oh man, I love elderly people. They have the greatest stories, especially when I was younger. Mm. Those Great War, the Great War stories, and the survival of the Great Depression, and the entrance of the woman into the workplace, and the changes that happened in the last 2 centuries. What we experience in life is our choice. What we experience in our situation is our choice, our free will choice. Even if things are bad, you have the choice to see the good in the situation. Even if things are great, you have the choice to see the bad in the situation. Your station in life doesn't mean you're going to be happy. I've known some really, really miserable rich people and some really, really, really happy poor people. It's just a matter of how you're experiencing your experience. Do you choose to see the good, or do you choose to focus on the bad? I saw this great video the other day. This guy was standing and there's like storm clouds all around him. And then he turns, and on the other side is a gorgeous sunset. This is your choice. This is your free will. This is your freedom. How do you wish to view your life? How do you wish to take your own experience? If you've been through a lot of pain, you can focus on that pain and continue to live in pain, because remember, that which we put out into the universe is returned to us. So if you view yourself as a victim, you will continue to be a victim. But if you choose to see yourself as victorious, you will continue to be victorious. Your choice, your right, your freedom. You are sovereign. Have a wonderful day, my guy. I hope today is awesome.